Welcome YouTube. Today is a new day, yes it is, and welcome to Fuzzy's Action Reaction videos. Today I'm doing a reaction on real life superheroes. Why I chose this video? I think it's good to see civilians out there that are risking their lives to save people they don't even know that are in danger. So I think this one's a good topic and I think this will be a good video. So without further ado, and not saying no more, let's get into it, So let's go!
From protecting women from assault to stopping drug dealers, here are 10 real-life superheroes.
10 real-life superheroes,
Number 10. Wheel Clamp Man. Wheel Clamp Man from Perth, Australia is a perfect example that there is a gray area in the world of real-life superheroes. Like all superheroes, Wheel Clamp Man goes around and helps the citizens of society. However, he does so by breaking the law. Wheel Clamp Man's main heroic activity is patrolling Perth with an angle grinder, and he cuts wheel clamps off of cars that have been illegally parked. He dresses in a skin-tight green leotard, rainbow socks, and a glue-on mustache. Wheel Clamp Man has only been working in the area for a relatively short time, but motorists are grateful for his help in helping them avoid a $135 fine, $88 in Australia. One weekend, an Australian newspaper found him. However, he refused to state his true identity. But he did explain how he came up with the idea of Wheel Clamp Man. He said he was inspired by England's angle grinder man, who wore a blue leotard and removed clamps in London and Kent almost a decade ago. He further explained that he does this because companies make a lot of money off of innocent people, and this money doesn't do any good making the streets better or safer. And he's not worried about people turning him in, even though the police have asked the public to do so. Would you turn him in? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Number 9. Shadow.
I think he's a
Ken
good season.
Andre dresses up as a superhero known as Shadow. When Shadow shows up, he is fully dressed in black from head to toe with just his head and hands showing. He is a martial arts expert, father of 2, and a self-styled ninja who is patrolling the streets of Yeovil in England in attempts to make the town a safer place. He spends up to 4 nights a week out around his home in Somerset, stopping drug dealers and muggers. Over the few years he has been doing this superhero activity, Shadow has managed to stop dozens of crimes. When asked about why he dresses up as Shadow, Ken stated, "This is my destiny and this is who I am. If I can give people inspiration and a bit of a message about living your life the way that's right for you, then I'm grateful to carry on. At the end of the day, I'm out there doing something unique and I'm happy and content." But of course he said it with a manly voice and a British accent. And out of all the people on this list, Shadow is the only real-life superhero with anything even resembling a superpower, which is a Batman-type hearing aid that amplifies sound. Number 8.
Wow.
Night Warrior.
Not bad.
Roger Hayhurst was the teenager behind the superhero mask of the Night Warrior. Because he was only 19 years old, he still lived with his mother in their home in Greater Manchester in the United Kingdom while he was doing his good deeds. He dressed in a blue and black outfit with headgear and gloves, but had no formal training or weapons on him while he was fighting crime. His main target was drunk people who got a little too rowdy as they left the pubs. When there weren't enough people fighting each other, he would be caught handing out food to homeless people in the Greater Manchester area. Unfortunately, this superhero decided to hang up his outfit after he got beat up in 2013. Roger was attacked by a gang of thugs and left with a badly swollen face after they recognized him as the Night Warrior when he was out walking with his fiancée.
If you are searching for the right keywords, you should try Keyword Magic Tool by SEMrush. Type in your topic and...
No thanks.
Number 7. The Chinese Redbud Woman. The Chinese Redbud Woman is a female superhero whose identity is a secret.
Ooh, female.
Even when a reporter questioned her about her identity, she stated that who she is does not matter. She dresses in black tights and wears a blue mask and is usually found handing out food, clothing, and other gifts to the homeless people of Beijing and Hong Kong. Her superhero actions became known when people started posting pictures of her in action.
Sorry guys, if you hear a bell in the background, it's just the cat, so if that kind of irritates you a bit, that's my bad. I'm sorry about that.
And on social media. Soon, other people began noticing and talking about her. However, she also communicates to the world herself through her own microblog, where she has about 7,000 followers. On her blog, she states, "Today is my first day as the Chinese Redbud Woman. Feeling a little nervous. Already prepared the military coats and food for the elderlies. Also, many thanks to the hand warmer a friend gave me." See, you don't need extra special superpowers to do good in your community. This could
That's
be
right.
you. And now for
That is
number
very
6,
true.
but first, be sure you're subscribed. Number 6, the Flashing Blade. The Flashing Blade is one of the most bizarre real-life superhero stories there is. The identity of the Flashing Blade is a secret, but we
What a
do
name,
know the
too.
one instance this superhero
The
showed up
Flashing Blade.
happened in South Shields, United Kingdom. A lot of heroes in the UK, have you noticed that? The Flashing Blade came out just like they do in the movies and comic books, out of
Actually
the
does
blue
sound
when there
like
was
a
trouble. What
comic
happened
book
was
hero,
a gang
actually.
armed with a variety of weapons, such as knives and chains, started to attack 2 detectives who were nearly defenseless back in 2007. It was then that a man, the Flashing Blade, appeared and yelled, "Leave him alone, he's a police officer." He then ran up to the criminals, slashing frantically with the 3-foot sword, and caught one of them on the arm. This spooked the rest of the gang, and some of the gang members were able to run, while others, about 3 of them, were arrested by the cops. In the end, the officers could only describe the Flashing Blade as a white male in his 40s, about medium build and around 6 feet tall with a mustache. Number 5, the Viper.
And probably
The
protecting
real name
him
of
too.
the Viper is Christian Tyler Hardy, who watched the streets of Columbia, Tennessee for criminal activity. In 2010, he started patrolling the streets when he was a 20-year-old college student studying chemistry. When he patrolled, he wore a green suit and mask. He was usually armed with plastic weapons, and his mission was to find crime and report it to the police, who, instead of being grateful, got really annoyed with Hardy and asked him to stop. When he was interviewed about his superhero activity, he stated that he knew he was just a normal college student and did not have any superpowers. And while he agreed his behavior might be viewed as strange by some people, he didn't mind, as it was his way to inspire his community in trying to get others to stand up against criminal activity. As Christian stated in his interview, "I'm just a guy trying to do what's right in tights." Number 4, Phoenix Jones. The man behind Phoenix Jones is actually mixed martial arts fighter Ben
Not
Fodor
martial
from
arts.
Seattle, Washington.
I swear
He
that
started
looks
patrolling
like
the
the
streets
last
of
guy that
Seattle
they
in
showed.
2010. One reason
did
he
martial
patrols
arts.
is because he saw a woman die from
Either
a
that or it's
gunshot
his
wound.
twin.
Fodor said in an interview about the incident, "It was one of those experiences where I told myself,
sorry, I
it's
didn't know it
not
was
your
Kid and
fault
Play."
that she got shot, but it's your fault that we didn't catch the guy who shot her. It's one of those things that I think about a lot. When I hear gunshots go off, I remember that I can't let fear keep me from moving forward." Fodor is also probably the most popular real-life superhero, and not just because he's an MMA fighter or because he fights to keep the streets safe. It is actually because he was arrested back in 2011 for pepper spraying people who he thought were fighting when they were actually dancing and having a good time. Whoops.
Vimeo has become part of my yoke's everyday processes.
What a way to get that wrong,
Vimeo
eh?
links on our website to show
No thanks.
Number 3, Thanatos. Vancouver, Canada also has a real-life superhero known as Thanatos, whose identity is a secret, but he goes around trying to
Thanatos.
fight poverty. While no one is
Is that
sure
the
why he
Avengers?
picked the name Thanatos, because it is the Greek personification of death, he has become a very popular superhero in Vancouver. Wearing a black trench coat, black hat, and a green skull
Thanatos
mask,
was a,
Thanatos takes a community involvement approach to
villain.
vigilante justice, passing out food and clothing to people on the street. He also keeps an eye out for any crimes that cross his path. A few years ago, Thanatos opened up to the Metro News by telling them he began when he was working downtown, trying to help out on the streets and noticing a lot of things happening. People living and dying on the streets. It was at this point Thanatos basically decided to do what he could to help. However, Thanatos is not the only person who is trying to spread kindness in his neighborhood. He is actually the oldest member of the Real Life Superhero Project, a group of caped and masked do-gooders who aim to inspire others to do the same. Number 2, Captain Australia.
That's
Captain
interesting.
Australia is settled in Brisbane, where his identity
Hey,
is a
my
secret,
hometown.
probably for the best. During the day, Captain Australia is a stay-at-home dad of 2 children. He patrols the streets at night around his area in a green,
my
yellow, and
country,
white
sorry.
costume with a green face mask with a capital A. His defense against crime is a utility belt which holds a phone, video camera, and a torch. Refusing to reveal his
Oh,
real
that's a true
identity,
blue.
he has told reporters that he is just a regular person who is trying to make his home a better place for everyone,
Hmm.
including saving a woman from being sexually assaulted. Even though
Good on
Captain
him.
Australia is working to better his community, the
Good
police
on
have
him.
asked him to leave
Any
the
more
crime
people
fighting
like
to
them
them.
around?
Number 1, The Dark Guardian. Manhattan, New York has their own superhero in Chris Pollock, who became known as the Dark Guardian. In a costume reminiscent of a leather biker suit, he also has years of martial arts training under his belt. When he was fighting crime on his own, he did help clean up the streets of his neighborhood in many ways. There was a video of him confronting a drug dealer. One tactic he used was to scout the area, identify the dealer, and then sneak up on them. Once he was close enough, he would leap out, beam a flashlight in their face, and shout, "This is a drug-free park!" But this isn't his only claim in trying to clean up the streets. He also helped prevent people from being mugged and broke up fights. Today, Pollock is actually in a group called the Guardian Angels, who basically do what Pollock was doing alone, but they tend to focus more on cleaning the streets of drugs, though they are always keeping their eye out for other types of criminal activity. Thanks for watching! Do you have any special heroes in your life? Let us know in the comments below.
Well, there you go. That comes to the end of that video. Yeah, real life superheroes. So, yeah, if you are interested in checking out any more, I suggest you check out the channel that you see up above here, Origins Explained, or you can go and check out Be Amazed, a channel called Be Amazed, which has a lot of wonderful real life superhero content that you might like. But yeah, but that's the end of my video, and I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. So until then, adios. Oh wait, don't forget, smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Goodbye.